welcome to hopefully another edutaining episode of Create Simple Meals. So tonight we're going to do a Korean and pepper recipe. Basically, we're going to stir fry some beef, add some peppers and some zucchini to it, and we're going to eat that over jasmine rice. So it's a real simple recipe. I'll put it up for you right now. We already made the rice, which was just 2 cups of water, some jasmine rice, and we seasoned that with some sesame oil, so that's sitting there warming now. We're going to make up a quick sauce of soy sauce, honey, gochujang, some fresh ginger, a little bit of garlic, some sesame oil, and we're going to use all that, and we're going to season up our vegetables and our meat. As always, folks, while you're sitting there and, excuse me, waiting, please remember to subscribe to us on YouTube. Click that notification bell so you know when we're on. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Tap into us on TikTok. And for all our recipes and videos, please visit us at createsimplemeals.com. If you have any questions, you can email me at askme@createsimplemeals.com. And if you're on there, you can hit that chat button and chat with me directly. As always, this show is brought to you by the Self-Employed Tax Guy, the first ever tax company prepared for you. Also for Self-Lodge Planning, so for all your future travel needs, please hit up Self-Lodge Planning. For you by Creative Designs. For all your different gift ideas, please hit them up. And petty phrases. If you have something to say it with your chest. Get you a custom-made shirt made from them today, like the one I have on right now. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do... Huh? Hold up. Is it on now? It shows I'm live. You may have to go to the page instead of the post. It's on? All right, sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know. Got a viewer said it wasn't posting, so hopefully everybody see everything now. All right, back to where we were. So let's go ahead and get this oil warmed up. We're going to put in just a little bit of sesame oil. Found my thermometer, couldn't find it last week. So as soon as that gets hot, we're going to go ahead and add in this. Actually, we're going to add it in right now. And then, because I'm obviously must be nervous or something, let me go ahead and pour me a drink. All right, let's go and get you a split view in there. Do me a favor, hit something in the message thing so I can know it's popping through. All right, let's see what this oil is like. Oh yeah, we hot enough. Let's go ahead and add in these vegetables. So all we're adding in is some tricolor bell peppers and some zucchini. And we're just gonna saute that down until it gets nice and soft. Grab me some salt while I'm at it. If you're just now tuning in, tonight we are doing Korean bell pepper and beef. So for the rest of, oh crap, having all kind of difficulties today, ain't I? All right, here we go. So for the recipe, we already cooked off some rice. So we took 2 cups of water and some jasmine rice, boiled that in with some sesame seed oil. Now we're sauteing off some bell pepper and onions. Bell pepper and zucchini and a little bit of sesame oil. Once that gets all sauteed down, we're going to set this to the side and start on our beef. So I'm going to cover this just so it'll cook just a little bit faster. Did you hit something in that what's called thing? Comment. It's on there. I ain't hear you. I ain't hear you. She may be on my page and not in the event itself. So, folks, if you got friends that's texting you and letting you know, please be in the event, either on YouTube or on Facebook, not on the actual page. I'm trying to post to the actual event, so it makes it easier for folks to find it when it's on. If that don't work, let me know. We go back to the old way of just posting it directly to the page. Get this up just a little bit higher. Cover that up. And while we letting that do its thing, 192 that one. Want to make sure everything was everything. Take this. I don't want the steam so much as cook, but I want to get that heat up a little bit. But that's one thing, just a quick note. If you leave the top on, it'll cook faster, but you'll also lose that crunch factor. I don't want these things to get too soft. I just want them to be not as fresh. Hey, sis, how's everything? Thank you for supporting. Thank you for tuning in. As you see, I'm having kind of a shaky day. One, I'm kind of nervous because the wind is about to start kicking up, and I'm like, let's get this done before it happens. While we're waiting, we can get to start making our sauce. So, for the sauce, we're going to add in just a little bit of sesame oil. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to add in some soy sauce. Hey, Sister Bear, how's everything? A little bit of ginger and gochujang. Now, if your local grocer or you can't find an Asian market that has gochujang, by all means, use sriracha. I'm pretty certain you'll be able to find it. Yes, it will be a slightly different taste, but it will still be just as good. So if you can't find gochujang, which is basically a Korean chili paste, then try that. Here in Southern California, we have a large Asian population, so it's kind of easy for us, but depending on what area of the country you're in, you may not be able to find it as easy. Or you can always order it on one of them online sites. I'm quite sure they have it. Get this on mixed up. But again, if you are just tuning in today, we are doing a Korean beef and peppers. So as you see, we're sauteing off our zucchini and our bell pepper. Right now, I'm mixing up the sauce. We're going to cook that off in some flank steak. And then once it's all said and done, we bring this all together. We're going to top this off with, or serve this over some jasmine rice, which I've already prepared with just basically cook the rice as directed. So mine was, usually 2 to 1. 2 cups of water, 1 cup of rice. And then to that, I added some sesame oil and then just finish it off from there. So it's already done because I'm figuring y'all didn't want to sit here and watch me make rice. That chili paste, huh? Hey, Gina, what's going on? Hey, who? Hey, Mike, appreciate you, bro. Hey, Gina, I'm really hoping I don't want to hear nothing about my a little bit thicker than all right. That shit, and got that honey in there as well. Almost done. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and try one and see how I like it. Yeah, that's about where I want this to be at. So we're gonna go ahead and separate this. We'll take this off the heat for now. And just set this off to the side. And get on to the rest of this cooking. So, add in A little bit more oil. Bring that back up to temperature. And then once this is done, we're gonna go ahead and start start cooking off our beef. Now, for the beef, it's gonna be real boring. I'm gonna put it in here, I'm gonna let it sit, stir it a little bit, let it sit. You don't wanna really move it a lot. I'm gonna tell you, I did a cheat method to help tenderize this beef. So what I did was I took, for every pound of beef, I took 1 teaspoon of baking soda and mixed it in some water, mixed that all together, and I used that to tenderize the beef. So I let that, drain this off a little bit. I let that sit while I was getting everything else set up. So maybe I got home about 3 o'clock, I got home about 4 o'clock. So about 2.5, 3 hours this set and tenderized. Trust me, it does work. It will give a velvety texture. If texture is an issue that you have, you might try it on a smaller meal to see if you like it, but it makes the beef extremely, extremely tender. But I have noticed some folks don't like it. So if you've been to Asian restaurants, you've had their beef, that kind of velvety texture, because it's an Asian technique. If that ain't what you like, then don't do this method. But it's a whole lot better than using Accent, which got a whole bunch of sodium in it. This way you can do it without changing the flavor of your meat. Where is my salt and pepper? If you are just now tuning in, today we are doing a Korean beef and pepper. So we've already, as I mentioned before, we've already made up our rice with a little bit of sesame oil. We've already sauteed off our vegetables, and now we are searing off or cooking off our skirt steak or flank steak. And to that, we're going to add in the sauce that we just made, which is a mixture of honey, soy sauce, sesame oil, a little bit of gochujang, some fresh ginger, and some garlic. While you're sitting there, folks, and waiting for us to finish this meal, please subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that bell so you can know when we're popping on. Please follow and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Tap into us on TikTok. For all the videos and recipes we have, please visit CreateSimpleMeals.com. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, please email me at askme@CreateSimpleMeals.com. And if you are on that website and you have a question that you got a burning desire, you want to ask me right then and there, go and hit that chat button and it'll notify me directly. And I usually get back with you no more than 20 minutes unless I'm otherwise engaged. As always, this show is brought to you by the Self-Employed Tax Guy, the first ever tax prep company that was built from the ground up just for you. Tax season is upon us. For all your travel needs, please hit up Self Lodge Travel. For all your knickknacks and little ideas, please hit up For You by Me Creative Designs. And for your custom-made t-shirts, please hit up Petty Phrases. If you got something to say, please say it with your chest. This was made by Petty Phrases. I know it's kind of hard to see, but what it says is, what does it say? What the forks for dinner. So when I made it, I'm like, hey, that's kind of almost cussing. I said I'm going to stop cussing, but I ain't going to say I ain't going to almost cuss. All right, so this is going to cook off a little more. Let me grab my handy dandy thermometer. Huh? He went to the Giants. Sorry, folks, but the Giants was not the place he should have went. He should have went to the Eagles. But I guess my homeboy Matt will like it. So I guess I'll watch the Giants a couple of times this year, unless they play in the Eagles. Then I ain't rooting for them at all. All right, let me go ahead and stir this beef around. Let me get y'all a shot in there as well. A little closer shot, so don't want to stir it too much, but you see it's almost cooked through. This being beef, as long as it hits at least 130 degrees, you're pretty much safe. But for those of you like yours well done, you cook a little bit longer, which is one of the reasons it's a good idea to try that tenderization method if you're one of those that do not or cannot take any type of pink in your beef. getting the recipe right now. So, as again, we've already made the jasmine rice, which we seasoned with some sesame oil. We're now cooking off our beef. We've already sauteed our vegetables. We're getting ready to put in our sauce and let that simmer until it gets thick. As soon as this meat gets about 2 more minutes, we're going to go ahead and add in the sauce that we made. And we're going to let that cook until it coatings up and thicken. And then we're going to serve this over some rice. And that's almost there. See, I was, sometimes I got to move stuff around, so I was smoking bacon yesterday because I was making my own bacon for 2 reasons. 1, because I like it, and 2, because I'm cheap. And it's cheaper to make your own than to go buy them $5 to $7 pounds of bacon. Anyway, I ended up moving half my stuff, so I can't find my other thermometer right now. It's funny, I buy all this equipment, got them here, there, and everywhere, and I always end up misplacing it. All right, let's go ahead. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Just because the moisture content in this, I don't like it. So I'm going to drain this off 1 second, folks. Again, that's one of them things, which is why I'm hoping the education part of this edutainment show, I'm hoping it helps you all out. Things like that, recipes normally don't tell you, but you get into a situation where something happens, you don't know what to do, such as extra moisture coming in, and then your food don't cook like it's supposed to. Let's go and mix that up. You want to get all that, and give you a closer shot in there. You want to get all that coated on there. All right, there goes my thermometer. You want to get all that sauce coated on there. We're going to let this cook a little bit longer to put the recipe back on there. So if you just now tune in, we are doing Korean beef and peppers. So we've already sauteed off our peppers. We've already made our jasmine rice. We're now finishing searing off or cooking off our skirt steak, and we've added in the sauce, which was made with some honey, some soy sauce, sesame oil, a little bit of ginger, garlic, and some gochujang, which is a fermented Korean chili paste. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our vegetables, let those cook down, and we are almost done, folks. Let's go ahead and add these vegetables in here and give them a nice stir in the two. And just in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and cover this for about a minute or two. While I'm covering this and y'all ain't got nothing to watch but me running my mouth, go ahead and remember to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you're watching us on there, hit that notification bell so you know we're on. Please like and follow us on Facebook. As always, follow us on Instagram and tap into us on TikTok. For all your questions, comments, or criticism, please email me at askme@crazysimple.com and visit that website for all our videos and recipes. And if you're on the site and you have a burning desire to talk to me, hit that chat button and I'll get to you within about 20 minutes or so. See, we used to be friends, but football season coming up, and then we ain't going to be friends no more. I'm talking about the Yardbirds because see, you got me doing it. I'm talking about the mighty Philadelphia Eagles because Adoree Jackson was a free agent, and we was talking about picking him up. Adoree Jackson's mama used to babysit me as a kid, so I was like, go and get Adoree, and normally I wouldn't do this, but I promise you I was going to beg for some some free tickets. But my sister just told me that Adoree ended up going to the Giants, so I ain't going to say too much about that. And, huh? Yeah, so here's the thing. This flank steak, skirt steak, it's the same thing for the most part. Depending on the butcher you go to, which is why I went to a Latin butcher today because I knew I could find exactly what I wanted. Depending on the butcher you go to, some gonna call it flat meat, some gonna call it skirt steak, some gonna call it flank, but it's basically the don't nobody start sending no jokes. Imagine me a cow, and this part here is where they shaved it off that part of the beef. So it's not the most tenderest beef if you try to cook it well done, but it's just the flaps that they cut off. Long before, you know, modern technology and cutlery, that was stuff that they just end up either throwing into a stew or giving away to the dog or whatnot. But now we found other ways to utilize that whole cow, but the name does change depending on the butcher that you're going to. Basically what you're looking for is, just imagine a sheet of steak. It has a lot of striations in it. However you cook it, either whole or slice, just make sure you slice. If these are the grains, you want to slice against the grains, because if you slice it with it, you're going to be chewing until the rapture comes. All right. Do me a favor, grab that pot of rice off the stove in there. Because, folks, we are pretty much almost done here. Let me add in these green onions. Stir them around. Let me get me a thank you. We're going to shut this heat off, and we're going to add in some rough chopped basil leaves. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm having the darndest dadgum time finding these basils. I'm about to start growing on my own. Speaking of which, those green onions. I've had them green onions for about 4 weeks now. Matter of fact, I used those same green onions on last week's episode. So what I did, in case y'all want to try it, is I cut my green onions down to the white, and then I put them in a cup with just a little bit of water, just basically the roots. And so this week, I had enough green onions to do the show. So they sitting back on the kitchen counter again in some water. So if I end up using green onions again sometime next week, you got it? Same green onions. Now I know some of y'all saying green onions ain't but nothing but 2 bunches for $1. But I'm the cheapest man in the world. And I'm going to save $1 where I can save $1. So if that intrigues you, trust me, try it. Go ahead and put you some used green onions just in a little bit of water, just the root part. And trust me, they will grow and keep growing. All right, so we're now done here, folks. Let's go ahead and plate this up and see what it tastes like. So again, we already have our rice here. Move this out of our way. We got our rice here. Let's go ahead and bowl it up. And now, oh, Brainiac, you didn't even bring nothing else to serve with. It's all right, though. I'll make it do what it do. Go ahead and top that off. Hey, Tamika, what's going on? Appreciate you for your support. Y'all, I know my plating, as always, sucks. But there we have it, folks. A Korean beef. We're going to go ahead and give this a nice little taste test. And see what we're working with here. I'm going to try the beef first. Leave it. So the beef is I'm telling you folks, try that baking soda method. The beef is definitely tender. Let me try it as a whole. On the bench. Excuse me. Love the flavors, folks. Me personally, I would have added some more gochujang, but I got a bunch of folks here that don't like spice. The spice level kind of varies. If you like a little bit of extra spice, use the 2 tablespoons. I put 1 to 2 on there. Use 2 tablespoons of the gochujang to give it that extra added punch. But just to recap, again, today we did a Korean beef and peppers. We made some jasmine rice, which basically just make your rice as normal, but add in about a tablespoon of sesame oil. We then mixed up a sauce of soy sauce, honey, gochujang, some fresh ginger, garlic, and some sesame oil. And we set that aside. We sauteed off some bell peppers and some zucchini in the sesame oil. After that, we set that to the side, put in our skirt steak that we sliced real thin, brown that off, and then poured in our sauce along with our vegetables, and we cooked them off. As always, folks, remember, to please subscribe to us on YouTube, hit that notification bell so that you know that we're on. Please like and follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and tap into us on TikTok. For all our old videos and recipes, please visit CreateSimpleMeals.com. If you have any questions, comments, or criticisms, please send an email to askme@CreateSimpleMeals.com. If you want to chat with me, hit that chat button. Remember, until next time, when it comes to cooking, you must have 3 rules. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. We hope to see you back here next Tuesday around the 7 o'clock hour right here on CreateSimpleMeals.com. Love you, folks. See y'all soon.